Fallout 3 is known to have some of the pretty unsettling locations. Sites like Vault 106 and the Dunwich Building are practically famous for their levels of horror in which otherwise action-oriented franchise. However, there is examples of more subtle form of horror right under most players' noses. One of the best examples, though may not just come from Fallout 3, but from its sequel New Vegas. If you played New Vegas, chances are you are familiar with the hotel and a casino called Bison Steve. It's a Fallout universe parallel of the Buffalo Bill in the real town of Prim. Early in the story, you are expected to go to the Bison Steve and rescue a hostage from a gang of escaped criminals who have turned the building into their own hideout. You don't have to do it, of course. If you skip past the section and head down on the road, the events still trigger to allow the main quest to catch up to you. However, the chances are good as most players will go through it, at least once. If only because they were quest makers point them. How often do players really look at the building though? Not just searching for loot, but how often do we as players pay attention to the little details in the scenery? Poke around in the room upstairs, and you'll get to start see the signs of Bison Steve was not a happy place. Even before the escaped convicts moved in, it wasn't a happy place. Even before the bombs fell. Most players will probably find the random note, of course. It's on a holotape, making it obvious collectible and hard to miss. Look around a bit, though, see what else you can see. Did you find a skeleton on the ground near a desk? Discarded gun on the floor and the trail of old blood leading to the way from the head? Did you notice that the other skeletons lying on the blood-soaked mattress in the same room? Why do you suppose they're like that? It is the remains of centuries-old murder deaths. What about the skeleton in the tub? Its arms over the side. Did you notice that there was a bunch of chems, Fallout's drugs, had a switchblade laying next to the tub? It's almost as if though the person, that skeleton, belongs to who's talking something under their sense of pain, then slits over their wrists. There are other places like this too, like a skeleton with the helmet, along with the one New Vegas, lonely roads, the roasted wreckage of a motorcycle nearby. Other signs of death too, if you know where to look, if you are a mind of looking, with such vast and open world, though isn't it strange? So many bodies, carefully laid out, of forensic evidence, carefully laid out. It's been preserved for centuries in the world, just so you can see it, of course. Fallout is just a game. It's not as though New Vegas were a real place. Doesn't that mean someone had to place them all, though? Just what sort of person must they be to have to about so many ways and reasons for people to die? Why even they go for so much trouble for something for new players would even pay attention to? Someone had to approve it for the game to have an official corpse placer. Just one last thing. Did you ever notice how the wreckage of Ringo's caravan and at the raided ranger station? It's only the female characters' bodies that have been stripped of all their items. Food for thought. And that, my pretties, was Heartbreak Hotel, a Fallout 3 creepypasta. My final thoughts on the story? Well, I could see this was actually quite a decent creepypasta. It was written by Kefiki Ren. I think that's how you pronounce it, because I've found out from Seabass that's who the narrator is. I could be wrong, but yeah. This, I personally really thought it was really interesting and well made. I personally have to say this was actually a pretty decent Lost episode creepypasta. This is a really great theory. It's basically a theory, but I personally really like about this. I mean, it's a short story, but I personally have to really say, the finisher is pretty interesting of official corpse placer. That's actually quite something that I think that could be what happened, but at the same time, we really don't know because, well, this is a really interesting theory. I've not played Fallout New Vegas, so I can't really speak too much on that, but all I can really say is, this is a really good possible theory. I personally really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really neat. It's a really good story, and I personally liked it. with that being said, and that being the case, it's a really interesting story. I personally liked it. I thought it was interesting, even though it's a short story, but I personally really loved it. I thought this was a pretty good one, despite it being a decent creepypasta. I mean, it could have been a little longer, perhaps, but other than that, this was not actually a bad story. I personally loved it. I thought this was really good and well detailed and well made. I personally really enjoyed this a whole lot. So, with that being said, to the author of the story, you did an awesome job with this story. Although I do wish this story was a little longer, but other than that, this was definitely a fun story to read. I personally enjoyed reading this. I do want to know if you've got some other work in the works that maybe I might be interested in having a look. I'm not really sure, but if you happen to comment on this video, you can let me know. So like I'm always going to say, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can go check out the story if you like. And as always, like I'm always going to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion. If you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to these creepypastas, and this is just simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story will definitely be a 9 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 because of how well made it is. It's a really good concept. I personally like the story. However, I do wish it was a little longer, to explain more details of what are certain possibilities. But we all know that's part of the nuclear war, so anything could happen. But other than that, that's literally all I can really say. So anyways, that's pretty much all I have to really say, but if I'm missing something, please let me know what it is in the comments below. Now, as always, what did you guys personally think of this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed this channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, if you want to go follow me on Twitter, link to my Twitter account will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on there. If you also want to follow me on DeviantArt, link to my DeviantArt account will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on there. Also, if you're interested in subscribing to my backup channel known as Ms. Dark Shigo, link to that will also be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow my backup if you're interested. And as always, that's pretty much all I have to say. But as always, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments below. I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out, and like always, roll the outro, because I'm out. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Ms. Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.